Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Slumber Party. Thank you to everyone who spent the day with us on Deborah Lupien's channel for the fundraiser for Kamala Harris and Tim Walz. That was a lot of fun. Debbie was there. This is my guest, Debbie from Three Shifting Veils. She just got started. When I subscribed to her channel earlier, I was number 15. So her link is in the description box below. Go and subscribe to her channel and let's bump up her numbers and get her there. Um so we got us a new guinea pig in the house. We got to boost her up. Let everybody get used to seeing her. And I know she's hilarious in the chat. Y'all all talk to her all the time. So I was like, yeah, well, okay, we got to get her on. Um, let's see who else here. Helena's here. You didn't do enough damage already between Florida and North Carolina, Helena. Teacher Barbara's here. Wow, you got power back. Fantastic. Angel Riviera, Donna O'Brien, Marina is here.
Yeah.
Garden Genie. Let's see. Teresa, I can never say your last name. Maureen, Jamie, Colorado hippie hiker, Kim B. Chris Queen is here. Gigi is here. Anna Grenache, or is it Greenwich? I like Grenache. I'll say Grenache. And let's see. Kathy P, Rose Blue. Okay, I think I got everybody. Wow, so y'all are good. So everybody that was, hey Ramon followed us over too. And hi Karen. So for all of you that are in Florida or just north of Florida, thank you for coming. I'm glad you got electricity because a lot of y'all don't. Um, and if you actually had to endure the hurricane, I feel for you. I've been there, done that more times than I care to count. Um, I know how scary it can be, especially when it hits at night. It's always worse when the hurricanes hit at night because I guess because you can't see what's coming. You can only hear
but
that
you
wind
can't.
howling. Yeah, you can hear it, you can feel it, but you can't see it. It's kind of spooky. Um, yeah, it's awful. Teacher Barbara said, I bet. Y'all hold up Scott's Sun Scorpio Tarot. I think he's still without power. I know he got hit pretty hard in his area. So, Sheila Celtic Tarot told me earlier that Lori of Positive Way of Change, she did okay. She's all right. I don't know if they have power back yet or not, but she's okay. I know Rose Blue's parents live in Central Florida and they're okay. So that's the most important thing is enough people got hurt in that storm, but at least it doesn't look like any of our folks got hurt. So I'm thankful for that.
They've got 2 more brewing coming up.
I was just getting ready to say we got a couple of more that's out there brewing. They may decide to head our way this time. Who knows? The last 2 we got lucky. We dodged the bullet both times. It either swung at east or swung at west of us. So I have a feeling we got a big one coming for us. Would be surprised if we're going to be bullseye.
Oh, no, cancel.
Last few years we've been lucky where I'm at. I'm in Lafayette. And it's like the storm's coming right at us, and in the last minute it'll go a little this way or a little that way. Last time it was heading right for us. It was 2 hurricanes in a row. They hit Lake Charles. That's just west of us, like a 30, 45-minute drive west of us. That's where I was born, actually. I know my cousin wound up with a tree in the middle of his living room. It came through the roof. And they just now getting the roof fixed properly. That's how long it took, because it's been several years. But that's a point that got brought up with the fundraiser today. Project 2025, one of their goals is to do away with FEMA. So think about that for a minute. If you get hurricanes or large tornadoes or earthquakes or, God forbid, wildfires, and those seem to be breaking out everywhere. What if there was no federal agency there to come and help you in your time of need, to come put out the fire, get rescue boats to go get people that are stranded in their house, whatever. Nobody there to help you recuperate from the storm. And you only had your state government to help you.
Yeah, look at Florida. We're ground zero for 2025.
Yeah,
There are
same with
people from the last couple
Louisiana.
of hurricanes that have not received the help. That money
Yeah.
disappeared. It went poof.
Well, it went into the Mrs. Governor's pocketbook. So,
Yeah.
For entertainment purposes only, YouTube. That's just a supposition. I don't think they've proven it yet. Like you couldn't prove that, right? I'm in Louisiana. We now have a MAGA governor, a MAGA state house, and a MAGA state senate. It's like, that's because nobody showed up to vote. That's why it's so important that you vote, vote, because you're going to wind up like Debbie in Florida or me in Louisiana or some of the others, that live in Texas, It sucks, man, because you can't get anything done.
You reminisce about the old days, for real.
Yeah, I used to live in Texas when it was blue, and it was great. I used to live in Florida when it was blue, and it was great. Yeah. Debbie remembers that as well. So, it's hard when you've been somewhere that used to be a blue state, that was very progressive, moving forward. Things were happening. You were kind of being held up with a spotlight on you saying, look how good they're doing. They're doing this and this and this. And then the Republicans come in and just destroy everything. And it's like, gee, thanks. So anyway, okay. So we're not going to get political tonight. That was just, I wanted to get that off my chest. And, with another hurricane that just hit, it really hits home, especially to folks down here. And I've been thinking about it all day. What the hell do you do if there's no FEMA? If there's no more Red Cross? If there's no more federal aid to go to your local government to pay for that shit? Because
I'm not a Red Cross.
Somebody's got to pay for it.
I made a promise to several relatives that are no longer here that I would never donate to Red Cross.
Yeah, they've been very funny with their money. So
yeah, my great aunt survived the great quake of Alaska, and the horror stories I heard, and then from soldiers during World War II and Korea War and all that, and what they put up with Red Cross. It's sad.
Exactly.
They charged.
It was an idea that started out good.
Oh yeah.
And quickly got taken over by the capitalists and went down the toilet.
Good intent.
And now they spend more time seeing how much money they can put in the CEO's pockets. Yeah. Even with charities, you got to be so careful. It can get really, really bad. So
yeah, it's difficult to find a good charity. It seems like capitalists are grabbing them all up real fast.
Yeah, you just do better to just, if there's people in need, if you know them, send the money to them. At least they're getting it. Yeah. or send it to, the local agencies. They're
Yeah.
usually pretty good about getting the money out where it needs to go.
Yeah. The local.
Or some of the local aid relief things that people build up, usually because they've been through a catastrophe and now they know what it's like. Kind of like our Cajun Navy here. It started out with just a group of men with pirogues and airboats that would show up during floods or hurricanes or whatnot and help people out. And it just kind of grew from there. And now they go state to state to state, wherever they're needed. And it's all done on a volunteer basis. Nobody makes any money. Well, they make money from donations that people make to them, but all that money's funneled right back into upkeep on equipment, making sure they've got supplies to hand out to folks when they go to a different area, that kind of thing. So my Cajun cousins here, hey, they're Acadian proud. And Francis and Kimby. Oh, Sharon Sipes here. Hey, Sharon. And putting in the links, just what she's good at. So, and Peace Mama is here, and Chris Queen, Karen Conway, Diane G. Okay. A few more that popped in. Yeah, most of the Cajun Navy are veterans, so they've already been prepped and taught how to handle a disaster. I know we're losing one of our faculty. Actually, he left this weekend. He's in the National Guard, and he just got called up to serve. He's going to be somewhere in Europe for the next year over there. So you forget that sounds real good when you sign up for those programs, but then you got to go and you got to pay for it by showing up doing the work. So excuse me.
My middle son is military, and he just got back from Jordan. So yeah.
My son was in the Navy. He did 2 deployments to the Persian Gulf. So yeah, it's the only time spans that I spent where I really couldn't sleep. The fear that you're going to get that knock on the door kind of thing. And you're proud as you can be for, that they're doing that. But at the same time, you're terrified the whole time they're gone.
Yeah.
He kind of accidentally worked out a code for me so I would know whenever they went on the little short trips that they would do, because he was stationed at Pearl Harbor in Hawaii. It's like, who the hell goes from Chicago to San Diego to Hawaii, for God's sakes? It's like, could you have drawn better cards? So he was stationed in Hawaii, but they would do little minor war games where they would go on deployments just out into the Pacific, but they would be cut off from everybody because they never knew when they were going to go.
Yeah.
And we kind of discovered he was doing it by accident. Whenever he would give me a call or send me a text, if I heard "mommy," I knew that meant he was on a deployment or a war game and couldn't talk, because it's the only time he ever called me mommy.
Oh.
And when I finally brought it up to him one time, he was like, "I don't do that." And I'm like, "Yeah, you do." Anytime you disappear for a few days or more, I get a text or a phone call to mommy, and that's when I know, oh, okay, he's taking care of business. So yeah, he did 5 years in the Navy and then fucked up and got kicked out. They wouldn't let him just resign. Oh no, they had to be difficult about it. So, okay, I've rambled on enough. We've already killed 15 minutes and I haven't said nothing but bullshit. So, Debbie is our guest. She's got a brand new channel.
Very
She
brand
is a hereditary psychic like me, who kind of kept her light under the bushel, and didn't let anybody see it for fear of going to hell. I
Actually, my
was never
grandma was
told.
afraid we'd be taken away. She was afraid government would grab you if they knew stuff. So,
Well, isn't that the same equivalent for most
yeah,
people?
true.
Now, granted, I never experienced that because nobody in my family treated it like it was evil. It was just like, oh, you got it too. Like, you poor thing, you got to deal with it too. That was the attitude in my family. Like, oh yeah, well, she got the gift too. Okay. But it was never explained. Nobody ever explained anything. Um, so anyway, so Debbie, tell us a little bit about yourself. I think I put your life story in the description box because I just copied what you sent me when
I
I said
really
send me a
didn't know
short
what.
bio.
Yeah, I
And
didn't know what to say because I mean,
it was perfect. It explained who you are, where you're coming from, why you are. Um,
I've
it
just had a
explained a
lot of
lot.
mixed of things. It's like I've been shown and allowed to view and experience so many different things.
Yeah.
I mean, I've that I would have thought I would have really questioned it had it not happened to me. You know, I mean, at one point I was meditating 45 minutes a day, and
I do good if I can do 5 minutes.
well, I what happened is it was when I was working, and so we would get an hour lunch, which
Ah,
I didn't really sit down and eat meals. I like to just eat a little here and there, kind of nitpick
yeah, I
things.
nibble all day at work. Yeah, I get
So
you.
I would take 45 minutes of it and I would just start meditating. And um, had an experience that scared me so bad, I stopped meditating for so many years and got rid of my crystal and everything. I accidentally opened a portal and it wasn't pleasant. So it's taken me
Depends on
this long.
what kind of portal you open.
Well, at first it was beautiful. At first there was like a purple haze, like a cloud, and I would see a cliff with birds, and it was beautiful and peaceful. And then sometimes I'd see a jungle with a cat just walking through the jungle like a leopard, black leopard. And then accidentally it started going into a classroom on the other side. And the teacher on the other side was a cross between Samuel Clemens and Einstein, real crazy
Oh,
looking.
wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he was not amused, to put it lightly. So every time I try to sit down and meditate, I keep thinking, not the class, just the nature. And naturally, it went right to the class. And the last time I did it, I just couldn't take it anymore. Was I was sitting down and I was meditating and I was thinking nature, nature, nature. And the snake I was dancing with at the time, he liked to curl up on me. So he was curled up in my lap, wanting me to give him attention. And I worked at Busch Gardens. And
Ah,
all of a sudden, the purple fog did not appear in front of me, it appeared over me. And
that
then,
would be scary.
right, and this hand just came right out at me. And the snake was already across the room before I could hit the ground and roll. So that it didn't, the hand, because, anything coming at you, especially, over you. And
Yeah, that would freak me out just a little bit, for
that put
sure.
an end to meditation for many years. I kind of had stepped away from everything. It's like, oh, okay, maybe I'm getting a little too deep.
This isn't exactly what I signed up for.
No, because I was hoping for, like, the first time I ever meditated, my teacher, I was taking a class, and the teacher didn't tell us what to expect. He just taught us how to meditate. And then he wanted the next class us to come back and tell him if we had any experiences or anything. So I'm thinking experiences, maybe the stars or, something like out of body, So I was okay with it.
Right.
But my first time meditating, I meditated with my eyes open, and I had this large eye appear and start coming
Like
at me.
Sauron?
Oh, that
No,
was
thank
it.
you.
Next day, next time in class, I told him what happened. He's all excited. Did you go into it? I'm like, go into it?
Are you
No.
crazy?
He goes, you're supposed to go into it. Monks spend lifetimes doing that. I'm like, monks know what they're doing. I had no clue. I thought I had finally done it. I was crazy. So, yeah, that's been my kind of hit and miss with meditation.
Well, I guess because my family kind of just kept it on the down low. Nobody really talked about it. So I didn't talk about it. I didn't really say anything to anybody when something would happen.
Yeah.
Sometimes my friends would be like, well, how do you know that? And I'd just be like, I don't know. Just a wild guess.
That's what I always said. Just a guess.
It just popped into my head. I don't know why. And so I learned to just be very circumspect about it. I didn't talk about it. Most of the time I just tried to ignore it, pretended like it wasn't there. When I got married, the few times whenever we would be around, other people, if the conversation shifted to anything paranormal or psychic or anything like that, and I would say something about, oh yeah, I've seen ghosts, I've lived in haunted houses. And my husband would get so mad at me, say, no, you didn't. It's not real. It doesn't exist. And I'm like, yeah, it's real. It exists. And when you see one for yourself, no one will ever change your mind. So since he's passed, he's let me know that I was wrong. He was wrong. I was right.
Right.
So now he knows. And so that's kind of cool. But yeah, so you were raised in the church at an early age. Kind of, sorta. And
like I said, they had me go to Southern Baptist because it made my grandpa happy. I called him Peepaw because my dad was Papa to my kids, and my grandpa was Peepaw. So I got used to calling them Papa and Peepaw. That's how you do when you're around the kids all the time. So I know there was some joking and laughter about that during the psychathon, but he was Southern Baptist, and that's why Grandma, that was one of the reasons why she was afraid of me doing the things I do, is she didn't want him to find out about that, because Southern Baptist, you just don't do that. And
don't know,
but
the devil.
Yeah, I got kicked out of their church pretty natural anyway. So then they tried the other side of the family's Presbyterian. And I thought, okay, well, maybe Presbyterian will work for her. I lasted 1 week there, so it was like, I just don't belong.
It's my kind of girl. Yeah.
I just don't belong.
I went to Catholic school 1 year, and I felt like a fish out of water the whole time. It was just so obviously not my thing.
I went to my husband, he's recovering Catholic now, but I got married in the Catholic Church with him, because his family's Catholic. And you have to go to these classes before they'll allow you to get married in the church.
Yeah.
Well, after the first class, they pulled us aside and said they would marry us in the church if he didn't bring me back.
Oh my God.
So I guess that's me.
Oh yeah. I just
don't.
Like I said, I went to Catholic school 1 year. That was a trip. just trying to deal with everything, because the nuns were the ones who taught us, and they could be pretty damn terrifying. I always think back, how come I didn't get a nun like Whoopi Goldberg? I could have maybe dug out on that, but I had to get Nurse Hatchet instead.
Yeah, my husband, to make his family happy, kinda, I think, he had the boys go into the Catholic church school for a little while. I pulled them
Yeah.
out because I got into an argument with a nun, and then I got in an argument with the
My
principal.
mother got in an argument with a priest
Yeah, I did too. I threw a book at him.
because he
So it
proceeded
didn't
to
work out
tell her
well.
that she was being sinful for not remarrying and providing a father for me and my brother so she could stay home and take care of her family every day, not go to work. And she was like I'm going to give up my freedom for that? I don't think so. Yeah, yeah, she was very independent, to say the least. But I mean, I always loved the churches that the Catholics have because they have such beautiful buildings. They really do outdo themselves with their buildings. Whereas Protestant churches tend to look like somebody's warehouse in the back. I don't know. There's just no character to them. But
I kind of look
I was
at
going
it.
to ask you something and I lost the thought. It just went out. I'm too
I
tired.
kind of look at it different. I think I don't know. I look at the churches, and yeah, they're beautiful, but then I think of all the people they could have helped with instead of, and
That's usually my next thought. How many
yeah,
people could they have housed and
right.
fed?
I mean, I would rather have a service outside under a tree,
Mm-hmm.
but that's just me.
Exactly. Exactly.
The ceremonies can be very.
Okay. Well, um, tell us more. I mean, what were some of the things that you could do as a child
Um,
growing up? A little bit more about you that
well,
maybe your grandmother would freak out about.
well,
Um,
like when she caught me soul traveling. I used to do it all the time. I hated naps.
yeah.
Well, I don't hate them anymore, but I hated naps with a passion. So I would just lay down, take a couple of deep breaths, and next thing I know, I'm looking down at myself, and I would just go out and have fun, and just, keep coming back and making sure, it's not time to get up, and then go out and have fun. And I only got in trouble a couple of times. I think it was my mom's friend I talked to her about once. And she told me, oh, don't do that. Don't tell anyone. Don't do that again. Because my great grandmother disappeared. And I was wanting to know where she went. And nobody would talk about it.
Mm.
So I did the soul travel. And I ended up in this room that had a bunch of metal tables with white sheets on them and feet with tags on them. And I didn't understand because I was only probably about 5 years old. So I went to Mary and I said, I can't find her. Every time I try to find her, I keep ending up in this room. And she's like, don't ever do that again. So that was my first lesson. Then when my grandmother caught me one day, apparently when you're soul traveling, your skin gets very pale. So she was sitting at the bed waiting for me to come back. And she lit into me and put an end to it right then and there. No more.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, put fear in me, made sure I didn't do it ever again.
I discovered I could do that when I was about 11, 12. But I never went anywhere because I was always afraid I would get lost. And then what would happen? I was afraid if I left the room, I would get lost wherever I floated away to. And then I wouldn't be able to get back to my body. And then what happens?
I
What
never.
happens then if I can't find my body? You know, it was like it just, and I didn't know who to ask. I mean, how do you ask that question when you're 12? I mean,
Yeah.
when you float up out of your body and you're on the ceiling and you want to go do things, how do you make sure you can come back to your body? I mean, they would have put me in a damn rubber room, you know.
Oh, I
We're
understand.
talking very early 70s at that age. So, yeah, they would have freaked out. I don't think my mother would have freaked out, but it would have been close.
Yeah, I wish my
Um,
mom would have caught me because then she could have explained things a little bit better. Grandma was so afraid that between the government and grandpa, she just was so afraid, of me doing that. And that was one of the things she used for fear is you could get lost, your cord could get cut, you'd cause all the trauma in the family. And, she used all those fear tactics to stop me from being able to do it. But
yeah,
it never dawned on me. I always felt completely safe, and all I had to do was just think of where I wanted to go. Most of the time, I just wanted to go up towards the clouds and play. I just
right.
have fun.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm scanning back here. I see we had a couple of questions. I want to make sure I didn't miss anybody. Um, so yeah, Debbie has a naughty deck, so you'll be able to get a question answered or just get an oracle card pull or a naughty card pull. So let us know, naughty or nice, which one do you want? And we'll do that. We've had a bunch of people pop in since we said hello last time. I don't know, there's too many of you now, and I don't remember who I said hi to and who I didn't.
Yeah, I
So
just got into the cards recently. It's funny. I was around people who did the cards all the time, and it never pulled to me because I did runes and tea leaves and stuff like that and dream interpretations. When I was a dancer, it was okay because everybody else did it too, and there was no shame. But it wasn't until recently, all of a sudden, the oracle cards just started calling out to me.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm uh, when I first found the community for the longest time, I didn't even chat. I just sat and watched because I kept waiting for the claws to come out. It was like these people can't be this nice for real. I just didn't compute with me. And then when I finally started chatting, Angela Cartomancy Mesquite, she was one of the first ones to respond back. She was like, "Oh, you finally decided to say something." I was like, "Well, how'd you know I was here?" And she said, "Because I'm a psychic. So are you." I'm like, No." And she's like, "Yeah, you are." She says, "You need to be reading the cards." I said, "I don't have cards. I've never had cards. I don't know the first thing about cards." She said, "Send me your address." And she sent me 2 decks of cards, tarot cards. And so I emailed her back and said, "Okay, now what?" She said, "Just watch other readers, throw your cards, and if they match or if they give you the same message, you know, write it down. If they give you an opposite message, write that down as well. There's a reason for that." And so Angela kind of became my mentor a little bit. And so I started using the tarot, and I don't know if it was just that I just wasn't in the mood to really study anything. And it was like, it doesn't make any damn sense. It's too much to memorize. I'll never remember all these cards. It took me a while to realize you don't have to remember it. Just say what you feel. Um, and so I saw a couple people using oracle cards. And I thought, oh, maybe I'll give those a try. That looks interesting. And so as I'm thinking about it, Allie from Heart and Soul Connected had a giveaway, and she was giving away one oracle deck and one tarot deck. And so I entered for her little thing that she was doing, and I won an oracle deck. And I was like, "Oh, okay, I guess it was meant to be." I think about it, and now I'm rolling the wheel, and I won. Um, and it was I lost my thought again. Wow, I'm like really scatterbrained tonight.
You've worked hard today, though, with the psychathon.
It's been a long day. I guess that's why I'm so like out to lunch. But divine magic occult can astral travel while sleeping. Yeah. I haven't been able to do it as an adult. Let's see. Maureen. Okay. If you spot a question that I don't have a star. Yeah, Marina, you're right. I'm fading fast. It'll be a short one tonight.
I'm surprised you decided to go ahead and do this tonight. I thought for sure.
No, I love doing this show. This is my baby, And
I love staying up.
And it was born out of the chat. It was the first couple of times I did it was because I was awake and I was bored. And I was like, well, who else is awake? I'll go online. Maybe 5 people will show up. And if they don't show up in like 15 minutes, then I'll just shut it down and go to bed. And I got a lot more than 5 people, and they showed up faster than 15 minutes. And so I did it again the following weekend. And then I skipped a weekend. And then when I did it again, everyone in the chat started fussing at me. You got to do this every weekend. And I'm like, right, y'all are going to show up every weekend? They're like, yeah, you got to do it every weekend. I said, okay, well, what are we going to call it? And so the chat is who named the show. Because I was always telling everybody, oh, you're a night owl like me. And so, of course, Night Owl had to be in the name. And a bunch of people made suggestions for names. And somewhere along the line, somebody said something about a slumber party. And I thought, oh, I kind of like the way that fits together. It's not, you don't see slumber party and think you're going to get this kind of reading or that kind of reading. It's one of those where you're like, I wonder what they do over there. So, and that's how I got started. And I absolutely love doing it. And every weekend, it's like I get a few more people and a few more people. And I know a lot of other people that really like it. So,
I love this slumber party.
It's like, okay, well, I guess it's meant to be. I think the only time I didn't make a late show was when I went to California and to visit. And on the Saturday night, we were still on the road traveling. And I was at a hotel that had really spotty Wi-Fi. So I'm getting leg cramps, y'all pardon me. And so, the Wi-Fi was spotty, so I wound up just posting and saying, okay, guys, it's not going to happen tonight because I don't know how long it's going to last. And, but that's the only time I've missed a slumber party, huh?
Do you have any bananas for leg cramps?
Bananas? No, I just took my medicine for it. I have restless leg syndrome on top of all the other issues I have. And whenever they decide to flare up, it's like I get these knotted spasms in my legs, and I can't sit still because it hurts. And so I tend to sit here and wiggle and squirm until the pill kicks in, and then I'm okay. I meant to take the pill earlier, so it would have already kicked in by showtime, but I forgot. Again, it's been a hellacious day. But it's been a lot of fun. All right. Let's see. I was looking at questions. And if y'all would like to make a donation, thank you very kindly. I could use it. You can Venmo it or PayPal it to me. The hot links are in the description box below. And let's see. I'm not remembering anything else. Oh, Gigi, don't feel bad, darling. My phone was acting up earlier too. I had to reboot it. My computer crashed. I had to reboot the computer in the middle of the show this evening. At least I wasn't on air. And then when I got off the computer and finished, and I went outside to smoke a cigarette, and I had my phone with me, and my phone kept tripping out, so I had to like reboot the phone. I'm like, all right, y'all making me crazy. Okay, so we have a few questions. We have one person that asked for a naughty card. Yay, I like doing those. Hey, Rick, you made it. Yay. Reverend Rick is here, and we got to get together and do a show. I meant to email you back with some dates, and I forgot. Because I know we had talked about it a little bit. So, all right, I want to make sure I haven't missed anyone. Let's see. There's one I would have missed. Oh God, Maureen, you poor thing. She says, please pray for my hometown of Erie, Pennsylvania. Donald Trump is having a rally there tomorrow. Yeah, I'd be concerned too.
Well, his crowds have gotten very, very tiny. So unless they paid more people to attend.
Oh, and Kamala Harris played him beautifully
I love those commercials.
By saying, I suggest that you go to a Trump rally.
Yeah, I love her.
You don't have to worry.
She is not playing nice. How they always played so soft and nice. And she's right there with them. I like that.
Oh my goodness. Hi, Diana. Thank you for putting that earworm in my brain.
Oh, I'm not going to look.
What condition my condition is in. Now everybody can enjoy that earworm all night long. Thanks to Diana, oil painter. And
I already have mine. I help watch my youngest grandson. He's just turned 5 months, so I have a lot of songs now in my head.
Not the kind we want to hear.
No.
As long as it's not Barney, I'm okay. Thank God my son was past that stage when Barney came out.
Oh, mine weren't my.
But we had to deal with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
He had Turtle every damn thing. And then it was the Power Rangers following the Ninja Turtles. And the Power Rangers, that hit just before he started middle school, and that lasted about, I think, his first year of middle school, and then he quit messing with that. Joy says that Kamala Harris trolled Trump at the Alabama football game tonight. You go, girlfriend. That's my girl, man. Let me tell you. Karen, I have Stevie Nicks just dropped a new song. A new song. I have it saved. I have not had time to listen to it yet. I was going to do that after the show ended with the Psychathon before I started this, because there was another song that dropped that I wanted to listen to. But someone in the chat over at the Psychathon said something about this comedian. You got to listen to this comedian. His name is Josh Johnson. And so when the show was over and I went outside, go smoke a cigarette, collect my breath, and I thought, okay, Josh Johnson, let's look him up. So I'm looking him up on the phone, and I listened to one of his shorts. Had me laughing my ass off for something that was under a minute long. And I had to go in and check his channel out and subscribe because he's just too damn funny without being vulgar or ugly. It's like some comedians, that's the whole shtick is the language, and it's like,
Yeah.
It's like, some of it's okay, but I don't know anybody that talks that way where every other word is M and F and this or GD and that. It's like,
Yeah.
yeah, no, I'm not, that normal people don't talk like that. But anyway, this guy is hilarious. Oh my God, I laughed my freaking ass off. And I only got to see like half of one of his videos before it was time to stop. And it was great. Yeah, I love Stevie Nicks too. When I lived in Phoenix, here's a story for you. When I lived in Phoenix, I actually where I lived at was right where Phoenix, Scottsdale, and Tempe kind of all met, one little corner. And just so happened my apartment complex was in Phoenix. But if you crossed the street, you were in Tempe, or if you went north 2 blocks, you were in Scottsdale, or Snotsdale, as we called it. Um, anyway, so I was in Scottsdale, driving up their main drag, driving along. Windows are down, the weather's nice, the radio's blaring, and a Stevie Nicks song comes on. And I'm singing away at the top of my lungs. Can't carry a tune in a bucket, but I was singing anyway. And something made me look over to my left, and I look, and it's Stevie Nicks sitting in a car. I don't know who her driver was. And she's just doing this number at me like this. You can't make this shit up. How can you literally tell people who are going to believe you, oh my God, I'm sitting at the light in Scottsdale singing to the radio with a Stevie Nicks song. I look over and there's Stevie Nicks.
Oh wow.
It's like how do your brain just can't even compute that. I mean, it was like the first time I went to the grocery store and I saw Glenn Campbell. I was like, wait, what? They lived in Phoenix, he and his family. And he ran to the store to get something. It was just freaked me out. It was like, oh my God. Because I forgot that Phoenix is awfully close to Hollywood and it's a lot cheaper to live there than Hollywood. Um, it's still astronomically expensive to live there, but not as bad as in California. And so you get a lot of celebrities that have houses, there in Phoenix or the surrounding area. And and I think they like it because the paparazzi, the whatnot, they're not really there that much. They don't hassle them or anything. Hell, Alice Cooper does freaking PDAs for the sheriff's department. It's like, okay, this is just too wild. Of all people, to make a public announcement, a service announcement for the highway patrol. Yeah, Alice Cooper, really? But evidently he enjoys doing it. He lives in that area too. So I'm gonna knock that over. Um, okay, well, we have a few questions. We have a couple asking for naughty cards.
Okay.
So let's get started because we've already blown 50 minutes talking about bullshit. All right, that sounds like my kind of night. Okay, Colorado hippie hiker number 1. Oh, your birthday was this past Monday. Well, happy late birthday.
Yeah, happy birthday.
That's great. What does the next year have in store for me? Okay, I think that deserves an oracle card. But you're getting the doggy decks. Actually, I love this deck. It's Divine Dog, I think is the name of it. It is a really great deck. It's just hard as hell to shuffle. And guys, I'm hoping to get reapplied for monetization maybe next weekend. I was going to do it this weekend, but this weekend was a little busy. So that didn't happen. And once I get demonetized, get remonetized, I should say, y'all will be able to do super chats and stuff, which I know is easier, even though YouTube keeps like 35% of what each transaction is worth. It's like, that's crazy. So yeah, we no, it's gone again. Okay, birthday. I'm gonna stick to the question, Sherry, so you quit making a fool of yourself. Okay, I'm good at doing that anyway, so that's all right. All right. What does your next year have in store? All right, I pulled faith. That dog with his bowl in his mouth. Like, I know you're going to feed me, right? It just says faith. You have all you need right now. So I think what this is trying to say to you, that this coming birthday year, you're going to have your needs met. Maybe not all of your wants or desires, but all of your needs are going to be met. So take joy in that, take pride in that, and yeah, just, be joyful in that. So we only get one birthday a year, right? All right, Debbie, you're up. You'll make more sense than me.
I doubt it. Okay,
I
pulled up obstacles and challenges. So there's going to be a lot going on at the beginning of the year, but you've got this. There's nothing, you've got it all together. There's nothing that's going to surprise you. And I have victory and success and triumphant and success. So whatever obstacles are coming your way at the beginning of the year, they're not going to be a problem for you.
What cards are those?
Those are my psychic tarot.
Oh, okay, cool. I like that. Okay. Yeah, I bought the Divine Dog. I think I got it on Amazon.
Yeah, that's where I get most of mine.
It was either Amazon or Etsy. I don't know. There's also a Cosmic Cat. I just haven't gotten that one yet.
Oh, yeah, that's one I want to get too.
Okay. So, and did you read?
Yeah.
Okay. I couldn't remember. Yeah, y'all, I'm thinking fast. Yeah. Okay, Maureen. Does my brother have a message for me? Good night, Divine Magic. Thank you for for coming and spending some time with us. Hi, J Cat Lady. Hi, Sharon. Okay. Does my brother have a message for me? First thing I heard was buck up. You got this. Quit worrying about it. So whatever it is you're worrying about, your brother's saying stop. Stop worrying about that.
Okay.
He says, you equal a tight ass. Loosen the fuck up. Control freaks don't get laid.
Were we supposed to do
So I don't know if that's the kind of humor your brother had, but it just struck me that that's the kind of humor your brother had. So
I didn't pull a naughty. I didn't know. I got, you've got some mental conflict going. There's some new beginnings.
Ooh, that's good.
And there's going to be some movement, choices, and decisions, positive movement forward. So don't worry about it.
Yeah. Oh, good. I like that. Okay. She passed me a naughty card. Your wish is our command.
All right.
We will gladly do a naughty card or two. Or why they have to make all these cards too big to shuffle. Unless you're a man trying to shuffle them, then your hands are probably big enough. We got that one. We're going to do this one. So if you're ready before me, feel free to go.
All righty. I got unplug. I'm in an offline state of mind.
Cool. I like that. All right. Listen, bitch. You will get to where you want to be. It's fucking uninvitable. Inevitable. I can never say that word right. I can say it till I look at it, and then it's like I can't say it anymore. And I pulled, there's better shit on the horizon. Give that shit up.
Yeah.
You don't need it.
I got acceptance better. Watch out. I'm coming for it next. Inner peace is my bitch.
Oh, there you go. Guess we told you, huh? Okay, next one up is Garden Genie. Okay. Crap. Okay, just making sure I didn't miss anybody. So I can leave it over here. What are we doing? Oh. When my daughter moves in, what do I specifically need to be careful of to keep our relationship growing? Other than my being too bossy. Hey, you're the mom. You're allowed to be bossy.
Yeah, moms do that.
It's an unwritten rule of law. Moms get to be bitchy.
That's right. The privilege of having given birth.
All right. I got to stand up and do some leg things real quick. Okay. So I'm right here. I'm not leaving.
Okay. I have spiritual union. So their heads are touching. So I'm thinking minds. Just communicate more. Set some boundaries for the both of you. Just sit down, set your boundaries, talk things out. See a foundation of achievements, accelerated motion. I think things will work out. It's just a matter of sitting down and setting boundaries, talking it out, having good communication.
There you go. All right, Garden Genie, you're getting a dog card. I'm still right here. I just can't sit for the moment. My leg's cramping too bad.
Oh.
Okay. We hope if I turn the camera on. Here is your card. Fear. Face the fear. There's nothing for you to be afraid about. You got this. It's all under your control. It's backwards. Okay. And And you read already, right? Right, Debbie?
Mm-hmm.
Next up is Garden Genie.
That's the one we just...
No, we just did that one. Never mind. Losing my damn mind. Okay. Kathy P. Message from her guides, please. Message from my guides. So whenever you're ready, feel free to go.
Okay. Okay, I have awareness and solitude. And from that, I'm getting, you need to do some self-love. Spend some time doing things that you want to do, that help you calm down and feel peaceful. So, and then followed by spiritual union. So I
like that.
Yeah. So it's more of self-love, to be able to get along with those closest to you. You really need to start spending more time taking care of yourself. Be aware.
Cool. Yeah, I pulled for you. What does it say again? Clean it up. Don't leave a mess. Clean up behind yourself. Be kind and courteous to your neighbors. Because you don't want to be a-holes when you're living next to somebody. They might do things to your vehicle. Oh, that's interesting, Ray. Ray says I found a good used book called Your Birthday Sign Through Time, written by psychic astrologers, excuse me. All right, okay. So I think I lost the question.
Kind of like this book, but not the same person.
Oh, yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
That's very similar to the kind of book that we got for those of us asked to read Deborah's and give an opinion on her book before it publishes, but it publishes on Tuesday, so that ain't gonna happen. Now she's like, no, just sprinkle it over the keyboard and stuff to cleanse it. I'm like, okay. All right. Oh, I didn't have another one. All right. I'm looking to see if anybody else put in for an oracle or a naughty card. And we don't have any more right now. So if y'all have a question you would like us to read on, kindly put it into the chat.
Well, hold on.
Okay.
Let's see a naughty one.
Okay, here we go.
All right.
Hi, Robert. Welcome. We're going to have to get together one day and do a show. I've watched you with Ramon and some of the others. Just you and I just haven't had time to connect. Same with Rick. So I need to seriously sit down and start emailing people. And A naughty card. You got it, my dear. Now, pardon me while I stand here, but I literally, when I sit down, my legs starts seriously cramping on me. At least they got a pill for it. A little bitty purple pill. Okay. If you're ready, you can go. Don't wait on me.
All right. I have the divine in me honors the divine in you. Dang. Namaste, bitches.
Okay. Yes, Randy Rainbow is a genius. He cracks me up.
Yes. Has he come out with a new one?
He did. He just dropped a new song like last week, I think it was.
Okay, yeah.
Maybe the beginning of this week.
Okay.
All right, there we go. Now we got some people rocking. All righty.
Did you pull your card?
Oh, I forgot. I'm tired. All right, Robert, it says you need a good fucking cry. Get the ugly cry on. Let that shit go. Your soul will thank you for it. That's very true. When I need to get rid of some emotions, I put on a really sad movie that will make me boo-hoo my eyes out. Even though I may have seen it 50 to a million times.
I read a good book that makes me laugh.
Okay. Oh, yeah, I'm a big fan of Nora Roberts, and some of her stuff will literally make me laugh out loud. Some of the characters that she writes, they're absolutely hilarious. Okay. All right. We've got NJ. How can I help my son get out of this funk? My first bit of advice is take him outside, even if it's kicking and screaming, because you get a lack of calcium and vitamin D from the sun when you don't get out in the sun that much.
And earthing really helps you. It really feels
And while we didn't get any bad storms on this side, one of the perks was the temperature dropped about 15 degrees, which is really nice.
Oh, yes.
No longer sweating your butt off the minute you open the door. How can I help my son? All right, now I can't read on your son because he's not here to give permission. I can read the energy around your desire to be there for him and what you want to see come through. Okay. Some good shit is about to happen. Don't let your issues fuck it up. That's so me. Oh. Did you read?
No, not yet. I
didn't think so.
I really feel I've got fulfillment of wishes and prosperity begins. And I really feel like it's like what we were talking about, earthing. Spending more time outside, doing something outside, getting out of the house. You know, if you're in a funk, you need different energy. And that will create a firm foundation and some new beginnings. You need to just get out of the house, you know?
Yeah. Absolutely. I have to sit outside every day. I don't care what the weather's like. I have to go outside. And so that's where I spend my lunch break every day is we have a little area up next to the building, but in between the building and the sidewalk are these huge bushes that flower in the spring and several trees. So it's like you have to look for me to know that I'm there, which is nice. So nobody sees me. I can see everybody that walks by, but they can't see me unless they're specifically looking for me. And then they can find me. Did we both read on this?
I just did. I don't think you
Okay.
did. Or did you?
No, I read. I went first. Okay.
So I did.
Lady Starlight. Cracking up on 90 cards. Would love a draw for the rest of the year. Well, I think we can accommodate you with that. Let's do another naughty card.
Hey, this one went flying out, so I guess it's the one that wants to be read. It attracts your tribe. Decide your vibe. And dance in the storm.
All right. Take a shot. Don't take 12. Take 1. Okay. Maybe 2. Move on. So you're allowed up to 2 shots to take. That's cool. Okay. I want to make sure I didn't miss anyone. My computer quit tripping out on me. Draw for the rest of the year.
Oh, they're talking about pendulums. I have a pendulum that my mom, before my dad got really sick, he wanted her to take me and get me some of my, pick out something for my birthday. So we went, and there was a pendulum, and we got it, but it would never work for me. And so I started asking questions recently, and it turns out it's meant for my grandson, the one that's real little. It's meant for me to give to him later on.
All right.
I thought that was cute.
I am tired.
Yeah.
I forgot to shuffle the cards. Okay. Y'all bear with me. You know I trip out sometimes.
Hey, you worked hard today. Like I said, I'm surprised you decided to go ahead and do this tonight.
No, I was looking forward to it. All right, Lady Starlight. Listen, bitch. Don't let any mother effort disturb your peace. That's some good advice right there. Okay. All right, let's go back to Queen. Okay.
Sherry, are you going to sleep?
I'm here. How will I go when my son comes to live with me? I was spacing out for a minute. It's going to be bumpy in the beginning. Just because two adults learning to live together again.
Another boundary setting time.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. You'll have to set some boundaries, make them fair, because you want him to set some of his boundaries that you're going to obey by, just like you would expect him to obey by. So it's roundabout as fair game. But that's what I heard. The minute I read the question, I heard it bumpy. It's going to be a bumpy ride. So you're not going to start out, cruising at high altitude. You're going to have a little bit of turbulence there. But I think you'll be all right. I don't feel any major disruptions at all.
Yeah, I've got
celebration. Acknowledge. What does that say? Acknowledge your victories. So that's really an excellent way of looking at it. The victory of your child, even though they're an adult now, still your child, is coming home to live with you. I didn't realize how much I missed my son living with me until he wasn't, when he was in the Navy for 5 years. And then when I left Phoenix and came back to Louisiana because of my mom's health, he moved in with me and helped me take care of my mom, his grandmother. And I know that wasn't easy, but did you go?
Nope.
Okay.
Okay, well, I have moving on and new beginnings. So y'all are starting a whole new chapter. There's going to be a little bit of mental conflict, but then again, two adults that have been on their own coming together. You just have to set your boundaries, sit down, talk things out, and understand each other. And I have victory and success.
Yay. Okay, Chris, I hope that helps, darling. All right, next up is Barbara Gibbs, who would like, I'm assuming, a poem for her chicken.
Okay.
Debbie, I want to say thanking you for coming on with me tonight.
Well, thank you for inviting me. I'm really having fun.
Y'all don't forget to go subscribe to Debbie's channel. Let's get her some numbers, get her up there. Okay. Miss Barbara, you're being reminded to listen. Pay close attention. It's one thing to hear the noise of other people, but we've fast learned to kind of tune that out. But to listen to people is truly an art form. So I think that's what they're trying to get across to you.
And I have the crow and the dogwood. The crow's a very intelligent bird, it remembers everything. And they're very bossy birds too, by the way. And the dogwood is a beautiful tree, but a very sturdy tree. So stay strong. And that's what
You
I got.
this.
Yeah, you've got this.
All right. Okay. She pass. A general question. Why do you think you have great insight for others? You're blind about your own stuff. No, it's not just you, darling. I think we all have that. It's real easy to tell someone else how they should live their life as opposed to the kind of lifestyle that you live.
We're so caught up in our own emotions. It's hard to really listen to ourselves. Whereas you can sit back and help someone else because you're not seeing it through their emotions. You're seeing it through your eyes, through I don't know how to explain it, but that's how I feel. It's like it's easier to help someone do something than it is to help yourself do something.
Yep. All right. Did I read?
No,
yeah.
We just talked.
No.
So I've got.
Okay.
I've got.
I can never remember. Sometimes if I actually did the reading, I just thought about it. Let's see. Well, you got clean it up again. So whatever's happening in your life right now, that's just a reminder that I lost my thought. It went right out my brain. Did I read or did I just shuffle and put the cards back? I'm really bad tonight. Jesus. You read. I'm just,
okay.
You read.
Okay.
Screw what I did. I'm sorry, y'all.
Okay, well, I have authority figure here. So whatever's standing in your way and blocking you, it's not that it's blocking you. It's just that it's time for you to rest and rejuvenate. You pushed yourself too far. Maybe you're helping others with their things, but you're not really sitting back and taking care of yourself so that you can help yourself. You need to become more aware of yourself and what's going on in your life. That's what I got.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I agree with that completely. It's a lot easier to point out other people's faults than it is to own up to your own.
Yeah.
All right. I need a wood bead chair cover. Well, Ray, go find me one on Amazon and buy it and send it to me. I'm kind of broke right now.
Yeah, end of the year blues.
Oh, happy birthday, Kathy P. Her birthday's coming up on October 4th.
Oh, happy birthday.
That's fantastic.
My middle son, the military.
Oh, my nephew's birthday is this month, coming up in October. Oh, Cheap Ass. I love that song. I love Tim McGraw.
Yeah.
That's all right, Chris, because I'm like, I didn't mean to put it up. I meant to start. You're not next. But you can ask a second question because I'm like totally wasted tonight and really doing poorly for y'all. You put up with me. I don't know why.
Thank you, Gigi.
Yes, Rick, I will agree with that. When you're going through grief, when you're really, really down, sorrow, grief, it's you don't want to look at something that's going to point out that was going to happen regardless.
No.
I think it's just another way of us sticking our heads in the sand. And all right. Yeah, I can't read for myself, Cheap Ass. I get gobbledygook. It doesn't ever make sense. Just like the only time I can get my pendulum to work on me is if I'm just clearing the energy on it, telling it go forward, go sideways, go around. Other than that, if it's a question for me, it just spins in a circle. It won't give me an answer. So
I guess I just never thought about it being a problem because I've always been able to do mine. Not always happy with what it says, but
is anyone ever truly happy with what it says? Okay. Oh, Jamie, I'm sorry to hear that. I'm zoning out again. Okay, J Cat Lady would like a regular card. Okay. Good night, Kathy P. Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Y'all be sure that you go to Debbie's channel and subscribe. It's free. Let's get her numbers up.
Oh, thank
I
you.
subscribed earlier. I was number 15. I was like, whoa, I got a good number.
I really don't know what I'm doing. I'm just kind of like playing with my channel right now.
I don't know what I'm doing either, and I've been at it for over 3 years. I have no clue. A lot of people are constantly after me about you need to do recorded shows. You need to do recorded shows. And that's boring. I hate doing recorded shows because there's nobody to talk to but me, and it's like I don't want to talk to me. I'm bored with me. That's why I like to do live streams with guests, so I have somebody to talk to when I'm not passing out on them. Okay. All right. Good night, NJ. Thank you for coming. Gigi, I don't even know if I can read that. Oh, you're just saying good night. Okay, I thought you had a long, drawn out question. I was kind of like, I don't know if I can do that.
Right.
All right.
I got the sheep and the blackberry. The sheep is a symbol of innocence and needing to be guided. And the blackberry is a plant of protection and nourishment. So I think the theme of the night is take care of yourself, Don't get
Yeah.
just be careful of where you're being led. You know?
Gigi just went and subscribed to your channel. Thank you, Gigi.
Thank you.
And good night. Oh, she's got a Reiki healing to do in the morning.
Ah,
Yeah, you got to go get your sleep.
yeah, need your energy.
Tomorrow's Sunday. That means I get to be lazy and sleep in
Yeah.
until the dog or cat wakes me up going, wow, in my face or whatever. I'm hungry now. Don't want to wait. Okay. And all right, J Cat lady. Tell that little douchebag voice to pipe down. Silence your inner critic. I like that. That's just for you, J Cat lady. I know you asked for a regular card, but I couldn't help it.
Called out to you.
Okay. Oh, I gotta put the. Did you read?
Yes.
Okay, you did. So we're waiting on me to put the thing up. Okay, Barbara would like an oracle card, please. I got you, Antonia.
All right. I have the frog and the lotus. Well, we know that the lotus is a lot about the mind and the growth and the opening, but the frog is also about rebirth, regenerating, and taking care of yourself, growing. I can't talk now. Growing.
I'm contagious. It's rubbing off on Debbie.
Being careful and growing through your change, you know.
Say that last part again.
Well, the frog is about rebirth because they regenerate a lot.
Right.
And so,
okay.
And the lotus, I think of as being more of your mind, regenerating your mind, growth within your mind.
Cool. I pulled playfulness. Just for fun. Do something for fun that you find fun. Preferably something that doesn't require you to clean up afterwards. Because that sucks. Okay, Chris.
Ooh. I pulled out rejoice and celebration.
Here you go. Okay. Chris had a question.
Yeah, I have celebration, fertility, light. Seems like yes. have some choices.
Okay. Did I read Chris?
No.
Okay, I didn't think so. Jesus, Chris, I had to read that question twice.
I think it's time.
She says, his name is Steve. Also, will he get a good job? I'm cheating and all I got was I'm cheating. And I'm like, why would you
that
care
was
then?
at first too.
I am just wiped enough that I'm literally going, huh? Get that quizzical look on my face, like, wait a minute. That didn't make any sense. Empathy. I see and hear you. Yeah. Empathy. I see and hear you. Most of us in here are empaths, so we kind of can't help it. We kind of see and hear everybody. Can make it a little crowded at times, but all right. Antonia Alvarez. Okay.
Okay. Well, you're strong and you can face anything that's coming your way. You've got support. And you can face the truth. And you just need to rest, rejuvenate, and take care of yourself. You have to have faith and take care of yourself, and take the support that's offered. When someone wants to help you, let them help you. Sometimes that's the most difficult thing. It's accepting help.
Oh, yeah. Yep, I'm dropping the card. Okay. Did you read?
Yes.
Okay.
You haven't.
I pulled for you Yang, which is kind of the opposite of the Yin. Let's see, how did they put it in here? Or the Yin, I should say. Okay. Okay. Yang. This is the masculine principle of movement and creative activity. This card represents the power to make things happen by taking action. Yeah, okay. So I think what it's saying for the new year, this coming new year is going to be important for you. There's a lot of decisions coming up, things you have to decide on maybe now in order for it to take effect for the new year. Yeah, that's all I'm getting. I'm too out to lunch. Ay ay ay. Okay. Um. All right. Let me make sure. Oh, thank you, Gigi. The check's in the mail. um. I apologize, y'all. I'm like really crappy tonight. Just.
You've worked hard. You're tired.
Which dwarf would Sherry be? Right now, I'd either be sleepy or dopey, or a combination of both. Oh my goodness. I can't believe there's still 36 of you here. Jesus.
A lot of night owls.
I'm telling you. Okay then. Anything else you want to add before we wrap it up? We've been at this for an hour and 41 minutes. Holy crap.
Sharon Syke wants a card.
Oh, awesome. What kind of card does she want? Where is it? I missed it.
It's near the end. She doesn't say.
Sharon. Is there anything else you want to add? Debbie D?
Let's see. Yeah. I got some cards for Sharon.
Okay. Oh, that's right. That's what we were doing.
Yeah.
It's like I know I'm supposed to be doing something and I couldn't remember what it was.
I have emotional withdrawal and deception and envy. So seems like there may be some miscommunication is what I'm hearing. Miscommunication that's causing a little bit of emotional trauma for you. But stand your ground. There's going to be a lot of rewards coming from you standing your ground. You know your truths and you know what you need and what you want. Stand your ground. You've got this.
Okay, Sharon, you are loved. You are here for a reason. Don't fuck it up. But you are loved across the board by everyone. You help all of us tremendously by keeping the chat running smoothly and posting links and all kinds of stuff. And it is
she's a superwoman.
Not just me, but by just about any and every reader that's here. First thing they say when they see your name in the chat is, "Oh shit, I don't have to worry about it. Sharon's here."
She's a superwoman.
That's the reaction. It's like, "Oh, okay, Sharon's here. She's got this. We don't worry." So, yeah, go to sleep, Sherry. I hear you, Jamie. It's not going to. I'm going to do good just to go take my makeup off and not fall in the sink. Yes, Ray, we all see Sharon in her own little control room with nothing but monitors circling her on the walls as she takes care of everybody's chats. We've already discussed it. That's what we see. Yes. I'm sure she gets a kick out of it.
I don't know how she does it.
I don't either.
I don't know how she does it.
Yes. Ground control to Sherry. Get some sleep. Oh my God. Yeah, it's It's been a day. It's been a week, actually. It's been one of those weird kind of weeks where, like, it was busy but not, kind of like half and half. And I got a bunch of new student aid workers this semester. And it's like, there's a reason I send you an email and tell you you have to put your time in online. Because if you don't, then you have to come to my office Monday morning and physically sign a paper saying I worked last week. And if you don't do that, you don't get paid.
That's important.
I had one student, I think it was last year, never turned in his time online the entire year. Never responded to a single email I sent him for the entire year to either come and sign his name or come and mark his payroll voucher as 0. All year, it was like this. It was like pulling teeth. I couldn't get him to respond to me. And I'm old school. I save all the emails and stuff. I save copies of everything. Thank God. Because at the end of the spring semester, the second semester, he went to financial aid, causing a ruckus, talking about, and nobody ever paid me. Y'all never sent me any check. And it got back to me because, of course, then I get the phone call, how come he was never, I'm like, he never input his time. He never came by with his time. He never signed off for his time to get paid. And I guess about a month went by with him fighting with financial aid before he went crying to Daddy, who's one of the higher up professors on campus in a different field than us. And so his dad showed up loaded for bear, ready to take me out. So, and I had to explain to his father, I was like, look, he never once put his stuff in. How am I supposed to pay him if he doesn't put in his time? He never responded to any of the emails. And I literally pulled up the folder I had everything saved in and told his dad, look, come around the desk, look at the computer. I could show him all the emails I sent with no response. I was like, if he's not going to respond, if he's not going to work, not going to input his hours, not going to respond when I tell him to do that, not going to come sign his payroll voucher by hand because he didn't do it online. I said, there's only so much I can do. I said, basically, he worked for free all year because he refused to input his time. And at least his father apologized to me because he was a high-up faculty member.
Oh, I bet that was a real family meal.
Yeah. But, I mean, it's ridiculous. We pay our student workers $7.25 an hour. It's like, even for college students that live on campus, it's like, man, that's really cheap. You can't even buy groceries for that. Okay, I'm rambling again. So we're going to stop.
Yeah, we need to
because we've been at this an hour and 49. I can't believe we've been here for an hour and 49 minutes.
You need your sleep. You've worked hard today.
I do need my sleep. I will be the first one to admit it.
Well, thank you so much for having me on your channel.
You're more than welcome. I was going to say thank you for coming on, and please come back when I'm not like completely wasted and wiped out.
Anytime.
And we can actually do a normal show.
Anytime.
You're welcome anytime. Like I tell everybody, especially for the slumber party, if you're going to be awake and you want to come on, shoot me an email. I'll send you the link. I mean, you've seen it. Some weeks I have 3 or 4 people on here, and I usually don't know they're going to be here until an hour before showtime when I'll get an email with, "You want company?" I'll be like, "Yeah, come and join us." So that's what Helen does all the time. The first time she did that, and then she kept apologizing. I said, "Why are you apologizing?" She said, "Well, because I asked you," and I said, "And
how are you to
your
know?
reason, your point?" Hard to believe it took me a year to work up the nerve to email her and ask her to do a collab with me for the first time, because I'd been watching her forever
I know.
and loved her channel, loved her stuff. And I was petrified that she was either going to ignore me or just say no. And of course, when I emailed her, the response I get back was, "Well, absolutely, I would love to collab with you." And I was like, wow. And so when I told her that the first time, she was like, "Oh my God, I can't believe you were scared to email me." And I said, "You were kind of, part of the upper echelon. You've been at this a little bit longer, and you're really good at it." I said, "And I get really nervous." Like, most people don't think I'm nervous, but yeah, y'all, I really get nervous about that.
I love her energy too. She's just so.
Just like with Linda G. I mean, she's kind of like the peak, right? The top of the mountain. And Aiden, I don't know. Have you ever seen Aiden Reads Tarot? He's a young college kid.
Yes, I've seen him.
He hit the community. He'd been reading, I guess, a couple of months. And suddenly he's doing a show and he's got Linda G on as his guest. And so I sent him an email and I said, "How the hell did you get Linda G to come on your show?" He said, "I emailed her and asked her." I said,
Simple as that.
I'm like, "You did what?" He said, "I sent her an email and asked her, would you do a collaboration with me?" And she said yes. And I was like, it was that easy? Okay. So then I emailed her and she was like, "Oh, sure, absolutely." Because I was already a mod for her channel, so she kind of knew me. She says, "Yeah, let's do it. We'll pick a date." I was floored. He was like, "Oh my God, I can't believe she's coming on." But that's how I got to know Mel, Mel Dore, the Aloha shirt psychic. And now we do a regular show together every other week. So that's kind of cool.
I do
Mel's
the Oracle Garden with Nancy Jean.
I have not read with Nancy. I've watched her off and on for years, and I really enjoy her stuff. Yeah. But I've not read with her. I've not collaborated with her. I need to send her an email and ask.
Yeah.
Well, I know there's a lot of readers that they read like during the week on a weekday during the day. And I'm like at work.
Yeah.
It doesn't work for me. And a lot of them don't like to do readings and stuff on the weekends because that's their family time. And I get it. But
she does
most of them, when I email and ask, "Oh yeah, sure, we can work something out." First time I got Danny Shea to come on,
I
was over the moon
watching him. I have squirrel brain also, so I get him.
Thank you. Exactly. The first time I ever really did Danny was he does these shamanic journey classes.
Yeah.
And it's by donation only. If you can't afford to pay a fee, you don't have to. You pay what you can. And the first time he put one up after I kind of fell into the community, and I emailed him and I said, "Well, I can't really afford it." He's like, "You don't have to afford it. Just sign up." And I was like, "Okay." And so I did. It was, wow, it was really an intensive, journey that we took. And I'd never really done that before. And we just kind of got to be friends like that. Every time he'd do a class, I would go take it. I finally invited him on, and he was like, absolutely. And I don't know why I get all freaked out thinking you're not going to want to do a show with me, but
you're up there at the top with them now.
I don't feel like it.
You are, though.
I really don't feel like it.
I was nervous just asking if I could, go on with you one day or
No,
something.
I'm so glad you did. Rick, we got to get together and schedule a show. We had started emailing, and then I think we both just got busy. Yes, Rick, that's Irish Granny Tarot. She still laughs that I was nervous to ask her to collab for the first time. And to think that we went from that point to where now we're good friends. When my son had his heart attack 2 months ago, and
yeah, that scared everybody.
Like 3 a.m, I finally was able to go outside the hospital and turn my phone on. And of course, my phone was exploding with everybody, messaging me and stuff, going, oh my God, is he okay? And all I can remember thinking is, how the hell does everybody know? Well, I forgot I was on a live stream with Helen and Denise when it happened. So people saw my reaction and knew something bad had happened. They just didn't know what. And a couple of the people that were in the chat, they then went on other people's shows that were doing live streams to tell them something happened to Sherry's son. She had to rush from the hospital. We don't know what it is.
We're a tribe.
And so word travels fast. So as I'm scrolling through all these messages, and I had several from Helen who kept saying, I don't care what time it is. You just let me know as soon as you can talk. Let me know how's he doing. And so I texted her, and she was awake. And she was like, well, where are you now? And I said, I'm outside smoking a cigarette and trying to just calm down. I said, I think it's going to be okay, but I'm still freaking out. Next thing I know, my phone's ringing. And she was on the phone with me at like 3 a.m. for over an hour, just talking me down, getting me back to a normal level where I could kind of deal with everything. And I told her, I said, it was at that point that I knew that we were, good friends, because most people don't do that. They may send you a text or a message, and that's as far as it goes. But she was there in the middle of the night, literally in the middle of the night, talking me down. And then about 2 hours later, I had Marina was on the phone calling me, doing the same thing, another like 1 hour conversation with her. So,
that's what's so wonderful about this community. Everybody, it's a tribe. Everyone's there for each other.
Yeah.
Lifting each other up.
Exactly. That's what, yeah, Rick, my mama always said that. We put our pants on one leg at a time, just like everybody else. Your shit don't smell any nicer than anybody else's. It's another thing she used to say.
Sounds just like my grandma.
Yeah, my mom had very succinct ways of just getting straight to the point. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I mean, it just, and you can't help it. You watch somebody for a while and you kind of build them up in your mind, and then it's very nerve-wracking to actually ask if they'll do something with you. Just like when I got the first email from Deborah for the Labor Day, the first one that she did. And when I got the email, and my first response was, how does she know who I am? And I said something to Helen about it, and Helen said, yeah, I told her. I was like, oh my God. I said, that blew my mind, because I'm like, okay, I've never talked to this woman. I've watched her stuff, but I rarely catch her live. It's usually on a replay. And I was like, how does she know who I am? I don't get it. So, and then another sweetheart. She turned out to be an absolute sweetie. So, I've been very fortunate. And
We better let you get some
yeah.
sleep.
Yeah, I'm sitting there, I'm every time I stop talking, I start going down. I can feel it.
Well, thank you everybody
Thank
for
y'all for coming.
and thank you for going to my site. I know it's really small right now,
Yes, yes.
but
You
thank
know
you.
what? Let's take a peek and see where you're at. I'm curious now. How many did you get? Let's see. Debbie, 3 shifting veils.
Yeah, don't look at the numbers because they make me nervous.
It's Debbie at. Is that it? Yeah, there we go. Oh, you doubled. You're at 30 subscribers.
Thank y'all. Thank
Yay,
you so
y'all
much.
did great.
Thank
That's
you.
fantastic.
I only started
Yeah.
it because I wanted to put my prayer out, because Linda G
Yeah.
was talking about how people were getting upset with her when she was saying that we need to send love and light to certain people that we don't like or can't stand. And
Well, no, because
it
we
made
don't want
sense to
that
me
bad karma
because
coming back at us.
yeah, but it made sense to me because if you surround them in love and light, that's a bubble of protection, which means if they send anything out, it has to be love and light. If it's not, it's just going to bounce back on them.
Yeah.
So
And
you're helping them and protecting yourself.
exactly. Um, that's an excellent way of putting it. So,
Well, good night. Let's let you get some
good
sleep.
night, everybody.
Good night.
I'm
Thank
in
y'all.
fade fast. Debbie, thank you again for coming on. We'll definitely schedule again in a couple of weeks when I'm not like falling on my face. And y'all have a great week.
Yeah, thank you so much.
First week of October this coming week. So y'all have a great week.
I know. I love October.
It's Halloween season. Yay!
I love Halloween.
I do too. I can't wait. I got my vampire costume all ready to go. I'll have to do a party this year.
Ooh.
I didn't do one last year. I went to somebody else's party for Valentine's for Halloween. I guess I'll have to do one. You'll get an invite. So everybody will come.
Dress up and everybody show up on your channel.
I mean, we've done that. We've had parties where so many people showed up, you're literally rotating people in and out. It's like, okay, you got 10 minutes, go. 10 minutes, go sign out. Next person's up. So I've done that for people a lot of times. So all right, y'all. I'm gonna quit talking. I'm gonna go to bed now.
All right.